to bestow Buddha Dharma teaching. First, let us pay homage to the lineage gurus, homage to the Venerable Monk Liao Ming, homage to Master Sakya Dzogchen, homage to the 16th Dharma King Karmapa, and homage to Master Tukten Dorji. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. Homage to the main deity of Homa, Marici Bodhisattva. Simu Duten Siddhi Rinpoche, all Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma lecturers, Dharma assistants, temple directors, all disciples present here and over the webcast, and our guest of honor today from the North Coordination Council of North America, the Secretary General Daniel Liao. From the Indonesia, the Religious Department, Educational and Development Sector, the head, Dr. Andres Heri Budi Santoso and Ibu and Mrs. Santoso. And from the Taiwan government, Mr. Tsang Peifu. From Academia Sinica, the Professor Zhu Siyi and Mrs. Zhu. Attorney to the True Buddha Foundation, Mr. Zhuo Zhongshan. The Professors Group, the Special Professor Wang Jinxian, Professor Wang Li, Professor Li Mengyan, Professor Lin Wenqin, Professor Cai Guoyu, Professor Gu Haoxiang, Professor Ye Shuwen, and Dr. You Jiangcheng, and Dr. Liang Caofan, and Medical Dr. Lin Jun'an, and a well-known entertainer and TV personality, Mr. Tai Ziyuan. When we especially pray to Marici Bodhisattva to bless Mr. Tai Ziyuan so that his new TV programs can progress well. And from Dzogchen Armed Forces Preparatory School, the head of the Military Police Department, Colonel Pan. Colonel Pan. And the Vice President of the Tsang Broadcast Company, Mr. Yi. And from the Lai Su Wang Welfare Foundation, Executive Director Mr. Li. And from Kaohsiung City Council, Xi Huiyi's representative, DPP Party of Tainan Cities, the Chair Cai Wangquan's representative, President for the Lotus Light Charitable Society, Mr. Wu. Is Master Changren here today? No.
Australia 黄金海岸书法老师廖金城先生。
And from Gold Coast, Australia, the calligrapher teacher Mr. Liao and Mrs. Liao, which is the teacher for the art of tea, and they were very good friends of mine from very long time ago, before I even moved to America. And the wife of the president of the Tapa Jinji company, Mrs. He, and she's a very devout Buddhist. And on the last evening before I left Taiwan, before I immigrated to United States of America, so prior to immigrating to United States, the last night, so Simu said is immigrating to United States, leaving Taiwan the last night. So the president and the wife of the president and Miss Lin and Mr. Liao took us driving around Taichung City to take a last look at Taichung before we left. And Mr. and Mrs. He were also the best friends before we left Taichung to immigrate to the United States.
My university classmate,
Mr. and Mrs. Zhu Jingshui, and from Guam, PIC's Pacific Island Club representative, Miss Tsang Yi, CTI TV producers for the 给你点上心灯 Miss Rebecca 徐雅琪。And the birthday of Miss Xu Yaqi was yesterday.
Happy birthday.
So happy birthday. And the producers for the Platform Sutra and development stages of Tantrayana, Master Yuan Yue, and the host Dharma Sister Pei-Jun. And today I especially want to thank Master Lian Miao for her attendance here. Her paintings will be in auction in Hong Kong, and her paintings are very famous internationally. And her paintings got a lot of recognition in these international actions. So her paintings are really good. It's a rare occasion that she's attending our ceremony here. So my speech is always something wrong about it, so please forgive me. But her paintings are very highly prized in the international market. Not like my paintings, that only circulate in Buddha school. So, good afternoon. How do you do, everyone? Good afternoon. How do you do?
Good afternoon and normal konnichiwa.
That was in Taiwanese, Mandarin, English, Japanese, Indonesian, Selamat Siang, and Malay,
Hola,
Selamat Petang,
amigo.
and Hola Amigo in Spanish,
Kamsahamnida.
Kamsahamnida,
Saranhaeo.
Saranhaeo in Korean,
还有萨瓦迪卡。
and Sawadika in
好，
Thai.
我们明天有泰国的弟子要回去。
And tomorrow, disciples from Thailand are going back. She told me that she's returning to Thailand.
还有哪个国家没有讲到？
And any other
啊？
country that I missed?
哦，你好，大家好，
Cantonese.
南洋好，唔该晒。没有办法，不讲到也不行。还有哪里？阿非利卡。
And
加拿大，加拿大 English。
Canada, that's English.
呀，加拿大要怎么问候？哦 ，Today is a nice day. A beautiful day, sunny day. This is what are you doing here? 莲池上师尊在问你 ，What are you doing here?
So Kremos is asking you, what are you doing here?
哦，他说他没有离开过。那我弄探弄戏。
She said she never left.
弄探
So long time no see.
这些日子来，我们看到这个。
So these few days,
情形，也看到
we saw the events that occurred in the world and in Taiwan, and we felt that every day is a good day.
看到什么，不动于心。
Doesn't matter what you encounter,
在修行人
your
讲起
mind, your heart is unmoved. So for spiritual cultivator, the most important thing is being unmoved.
是
In Mahamudra,
一个呢，
there are
是
4
专一瑜伽，
levels. One is the yoga
仪式
of concentration, and second is the yoga for renunciation, which means you leave behind the plays and games of the
叫
world
做离心。
and go deep into the mountains to cultivate spiritually.
这第二点呢，进到深山里面。
So that's the second stage. That's already not an easy matter. You leave behind
到人间
and separate yourself from everything, and you don't see the game people play in the world.
一个是一个 game，
We know that the world is just a
当你
game.
觉悟到这个 game，
When you're
叫
awakened
做 game over。
that the game is over, then that would be called game over.
game over 结束的 game over， 就进入深山里面去修行。
Then you enter deep into the mountains.
有一个
And I have said it last time.
砍柴的
There was
到
a
深山里面去砍柴，看到一个
a
老
forester,
在一个茅棚里面修行，
a woodcutter, that went deep into the mountain
他很尊
and
敬
saw an
说
old
师
monk
父啊，
meditating in a
尊
cave.
敬你在这里修行，
And
深山
he was very respectful toward the monk. I really highly revere that you practice here deep in the mountains. So you must be very pure. So do you have all those running thoughts that everyone has? Lao Tzu has said that the human being is always have this running thoughts. So the old monk deep in the mountains and replied that yes, I still have some running thoughts. So the woodcutter asked him, how many times do you have such thought? And he said, about 3 times a month. Wow, that must be really incredible. Your spiritual training must be very high. Just 3 times a month. But the old monk said, oh, but I'm very painful because each time lasts 10 days. So when we go deep into the mountains, we should not have all those running thought. Because when you don't see, you don't hear, and you don't feel, then naturally your mind, your heart would become tranquil. Unless you bring all the mundane affairs deep into the mountain. So this is important. In our spiritual cultivation, we want to discard all the garbages of the past and leave them behind in the world. Just cast them away. That inside you, it's completely empty. Nothing inside. So the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas taught us, a tantric practitioner, when you visualize inside your body is completely empty. There isn't a physical body. Even us is just it's just a form. The inside is empty. Then you visualize a central channel, the left and right channels, and the inner fire or tumo that needs to be ignited. Let's make a few announcements first. Yes. Some about righteousness. Grandmaster wanted to say something. That the Tatan Culture Publishing Company primarily published Grandmaster's books that everyone loves to buy. So first here I want to offer my gratitude. Amitabha, thank you. And the Tatan Culture Company also produce Grandmaster's DVDs from the talk shows conducted by Dharma brother Hai Tang of the CTI TV and Dharma sister Xu Sengmei, and also Miss Tsang Jiaqi. These few people interviewing me. So during the talk show, I use my speech, and books is written. The talk shows is verbal. So the talk show is like the thoughts of the heart. So anyone that had listened to it would know that Grandmaster spoke on the secrets instructions and paths, instructions and formulas in the talk show. So the books are broadly circulating, and the talk show is very highly privileged. So the problem is Tartan Culture Publishing Company bind the book and the DCD for sale. So they package them together as an item. So overseas, they find this product to be too expensive. In Japanese, we say takai. So some people complained. They found that this kind of selling is not good. Actually, one of them is from the talk show and the other one is Grandmaster's books. So I hope that Tartan culture can either package the book and the DVD or sell them separately too. So I hope that the packaged product can be sold at a slight discount. So just with a little bit of discount, that would make people feel better. Because if it is sold at a high price, that's not so good. Because Grandmaster know that most of Grandmaster's disciples are not big businessmen. They are just common people, most of them. Of course, I'm not talking about the professors group. They have high status. They are professors and also doctors, PhDs, and academian researchers. But most of them are just common people who have to count their dimes and nickels. So sell them at the lower price. That would make many people happy, and then you would get more money. And we can discuss it and find an agreeable price, because I find DVD is as the essence, and the books are widely circulated. And if you want to price it, the DVD is really priceless. Okay, so that's the end of the announcement, the intermission. Now we will talk about the main deity of Homa today, Marici Bodhisattva. Someone asked me, so the pigs or boars or sows, can they actually carry a cart? And Marici Bodhisattva is sitting on the Dharma throne that's being carried by 7 golden souls. So this Bodhisattva is different. she and I have a vow. She's the one who is supporting and protecting through the school. And her Vajra name is Warrior and Mighty Vajra. And she is the emanation of Vairocana Buddha. And she can move freely and with great transcendent power, a relative of Indra. And she is moving in front of the sun. And she supports and protects every single day, 365 days a year. So in Japan, the ninja worship Mariji. So, and her pet is pig also. Pigs are really smart, and pigs can be very powerful. They must be celestial souls. Only when the celestial gods transform to become pigs, that's why they have such great power. Recently, I saw a joke that the pigs have 4 vows. What are they? Now let me share with you. The first wish. The pigs have 4 wishes. The first wish is to have all the pig stall to rot. And second wish is that they would get their food fallen from the sky. And the third wish is that the pig slaughterer die. And the fourth wish is that all the people in the world become Muslim. That's the 4 big wishes of the pigs. So Mariji Bodhisattva can protect us, that everything is auspicious and goes according to our wishes. Chasitere. Hajimete yoroshiku. Please. So Mariji Bodhisattva truly has great power and travel in front of the sun 365 days a year. It doesn't matter day and night. Mariji Bodhisattva would protect all beings as long as you recite Mariji Sutra, especially to Buddha's school disciple. Because we have an agreement. We have a trade agreement. Really? A trade agreement. I signed it with her. So she is our protectors. And the look of Mariji Bodhisattva, she has 3 faces and many arms, or she has the look of a celestial maiden holding a fan, and the other arm is extending downward with palms toward the front, and a golden body wearing red celestial gown. So those wearing golden, yellow is fine, or you can add red color too. That's how she looks. So the participants today will receive her blessings. So she is the Vajra of warrior and might, and Vajra of omnipotent. Nobody can win over her. So she is omnipotent. She's number one in everything. She is first and foremost protectress. By performing her practice, you would not encounter any calamities. One time, Grandmaster was in United States and encountering a calamity. I asked Golden Mother, and Golden Mother said, "You don't need my help." Then who should I use? As long as you pray to Marichi and your mother, it would be fine. So Golden Mother instructed me to pray to my own mother and Marichi Bodhisattva. So just these two deities can take care of it. And they give me lots of spiritual responses. And then I left behind that dark shadow and everything became fine and auspicious. That's due to Marichi Bodhisattva. Recently, I don't ask from Marichi Bodhisattva very much, but today is Marichi's Homa, so I'm truly grateful to Marichi Bodhisattva to help us, to let us pass through all the difficult times, and so that you also help the participants here, the registrants, and those watching over the internet, so that true Buddha disciples can win. Can gain the victoriously. And most importantly, she is in charge of the Big Dipper, the 28 planetary stars, the 36 celestial dippers, 72 nether evils, the mandala parasol, the sun, the moon, the planets, stars, and all the stellar system. So she's also called the head of the stellar systems with beautiful hair. And in Taoism, she's also called Tomu, which is translated as the Dipper Mother. And so the golden souls were actually manifested from the stars of the Big Dipper. So that's different. And the worldly pigs are different from these celestial pigs. There are lots of jokes about pigs. Someone likes to call someone pig, and that person say, "No way." And then they call him, "You're a pig," and he said, "No way." And then his nickname became "No way pig." So everyone called him "No way pig." And then he get on the podium and said that I'm in no ways am a pig. So he's still a pig. And this is also a Chinese play of words. There are lots of jokes about pigs, but we have to have dinner at 6. So now let me expound on the Great Perfection Dharma. A lawyer just got awake from the anesthesia from the surgery. and he saw his wife and said, "You're really beautiful," and then he fell asleep again. The wife never heard him say things like that. So she stayed there, and then in a moment the lawyer's eyes also opened again and said, "Oh, you have such a good posture." And the wife got a little disappointed because he didn't say that she's beautiful anymore. And then the husband replied, "Oh, because the anesthesia has gone away." So the Dharma teaching has time limitation too. So the anesthesia for the Mariji is gone. Now we need to talk about Great Perfection Dharma. This joke is too long. So, in Great Perfection Dharma, now we have talked about the formation of the Vajra chain. So you think that the Vajra chain is static. No, actually it is dynamic. There was a movie that's called Meteor Showers. With the butterfly sword. So the Vajra chain, when it's just at the beginning of the formation, it would look like a meteor, like a shooting star, and you only see it in a flash of a moment. And in the future, you need to remember that the most important thing is that the mind is unmoved. And when the chi is unmoved, the mind becomes unmoved. So in meditation, your breathing would becomes a complete breathing and a very fine breathing. At that time, the Vajra chain that you see would be like a butterfly. What do you call butterfly? Yeah, butterfly. Are you sleepy? Butterfly. That's Hudie in Chinese. So butterfly flies slowly. So the Vajra chain is moving very slowly. At first you see like a shooting stars. That means your mind is still moving. So the Vajra chain would be like that. And then when your breathing becomes very fine and subtle, the Vajra chain that you see would be like butterfly. That's flying very slowly. And then at the end, the Vajra chain would become like an arrow. That would be lights that is lined up. And the arrows are not moving. So this is a good analogy. So shooting stars, butterfly, and then arrows. One is moving very fast, moving slowly, and unmoved. Just now there was a butterfly. A butterfly flying in? Wow. A yogic response? I didn't see the butterfly. Anyone saw it? Oh, when Grandmaster was performing mudra transformation. The butterfly is still here? No, it flew away. Let it come, let it go. Our heart, our mind is unmoved. Your heart, your minds are moving, are affected. We just let it come and let it go. Anything. let them come and go. It doesn't matter. In the mind or heart of a cultivator, nothing matters. Let them come, let them go. You're not affected at all. Only then you could be unmoved. So that's why we say in Zen Buddhism, that's good that you can be in Zen. That means that all external circumstances will not be able to affect you. Any external circumstances will not affect you. And meditative stability or thing is that when you are in full concentration, that you're not affected by your own thoughts. So in Tantric Buddhism it's the same, Chan, Ting. So you're not affected by any external circumstances and you're in full concentration, not affected by your own mind. Let them come, let them go. So when you are not in total stability, you need to visualize. What do you visualize? You visualize the moon disk. The moon, the cool mind, or you can visualize like a rainbow, 2 arches of rainbow with 5 colors, 5 rainbow colors. You know the character with the dot, a circle, and 2 arches of rainbow, 1 horizontal line, and then like this, and then the side of That's the 6 syllable or character Om. Like the top stroke, like the 2 arches of rainbow. That's what you need to visualize often. And your mind is unmoved. And only then you would be able to fixate the Vajra chain so that the Vajra chain does not move. When we conduct the Kalachakra ceremony in Jakarta, Indonesia, the photo taken by a Hong Kong disciple, that was the picture of a Vajra chain that was unmoved. So during the Kalachakra ceremony in Jakarta, Indonesia, the picture that was of Vajra chain. And the lights of the rainbow have different forms. One is triangular, one is in a pagoda, and some is like a net, some like a lotus blossom, some is semicircular, some is round, some is square. So which form is best? The round one would be best. And the one like a net would be better. Like a net. Like when you turn on your TV, sometimes there would be vertical lines of lights. Like when you turn it off or turn it on, when there's like vertical lines of lights, that's very similar to the lights of the Vajra chain. It would look like a net. So when the TV got broken, it would be like a net. It would be like dots of lights, like a net. Sometimes it's round. So the one that's like a net gradually would become round, and this is the best. That's my personal opinion. That the more in a net shape, then that means you're not stable. When it becomes a round TV like a moon, very radiant, that's very good. That's the best light of the hollow light of the light drops. That's the kind of light that you want to see. And after you see such light, from this light, this round light that is boundless, that appear in front of you, At that time, it's no longer Vajra chain, it would become Vajra screen. So this is like the screen of the monitor of the TV. So it's the screen like that would appear, the Vajra screen would appear. And when you look into it carefully, you would be able to see that there would be 5 Tathagatas. At the center, Vairocana Buddha. To the east, Akshobha Buddha. To the west, Amitabha Buddha. To the south, Ratnasambhava Buddha. And to the north, Amoghasiddhi Buddha. These 5 Buddhas would appear gradually. And in the beginning, they only appeared half body. There was someone who see them, and after they made prostration with devotion, they wanted to see the appearance of the 5 Dhyani Buddhas. They made prostrations until the skin of the arms are all broken and bleeding. And that person was Tsongkhapa, who made prostrations until he bleeds and the skin broken in the arms until he saw the half-body Buddhas. He did see the Buddhas appeared in the half-bodies, and he wanted to see the Buddhas in full bodies. So he made prostrations with devotion until his skins and his flesh bleeded. So that was Tsongkhapa. So he was the most important patriarch in the Gelugpa order, the yellow sect of Tantric Buddhism. And he eventually saw the 5 Dhyani Buddhas appearing in full bodies. There's this joke that Tsang went to seek the sutras in India, and he was being caught by the demon king, and the monkey king took 7 hairs and blew them into Tsang. And then they said that because this day's healing takes 7 days, that's why there's 7 of this Tsang. So the Buddhas that we see could be 5 Buddhas, could be 7 Buddhas, or numerous number of Buddhas. So Tsang asked Monkey King Wukong, can you become a piece of paper, the paper that's soft and pliable? And Wukong, the Monkey King, replied, this is a piece of cake. Your disciple can transform to become anything. And then Tsang said, why don't you change for your guru? And Wukong asked, why are you in such a hurry? And Tsang said, this monkey, dead monkey. You know, because I ate the peach that you picked earlier, then I almost have diarrhea, so I need a piece of soft paper. Where's this joke from? Yeah, from the internet. This is not funny. The other day, Grandmaster got a card that was in the letters given to Grandmaster. It's like a booklet of a card. It's not just one piece or 2 pieces, no, but this is like a booklet of card. And the writings are very fine, very elegant. It's written by a lady in beautiful writings. And when I saw it, I thought, oh, I know, must be written by a woman. And on the first page, it was written, I love you. Ai Siteru, I love you. In Japanese, in Korea, Sarangyo, I love you. I thought, oh, this must be written by a lady. So I turned the page to page 2 with pleasure. I cannot stop missing you. And the handwriting is really fine and beautiful. And my heart started to beat. Like the wild deer jumping all over. Turn to the next page. Wow. She wrote like that. Every day I want to marry you every day. Oh, reading this, my face flushed, blushed, and my heart is like dancing chiruba. And then turning the page over, I want to get to the bottom of this. I can be married to you anytime, in this lifetime, in my next life, in each and every life. I want to be married to you. Oh, gosh. So after Chiruba, that's already fast. Any beats that's faster than that? The quick waltz? Oh, that's even faster. So I cannot hold it and turn the page over and over. I'm willing to serve you with your meals, sleeping, bathing, anything. And bathing. No one ever scrubbed my back before. And she's willing to help me bathe and scrub my back. My tears almost dropped. I was so moved. And then I turned to the last page. And then it's written like a Lotus Ashong, which is like a really masculine name. Masculine name, like the hero, you know, it's a very... So this Taiwanese name, Ashong, how could it be a woman? It's a very masculine name. So this is a tricking Grandmaster to be happy at nothing at all. Did Simu see that? Oh, I cannot say that. But there was this card. So who is this Lian Hua Ah Xiong? It's like a crow. So the handwriting was really fine and delicate. Oh, Grandmaster had to hold the P, and after reading it all, just had to go. So Tang San Tsang, which is the monk, asked the monkey to transform to become a piece of paper. I wasn't that bad.
Oh, 这个六儿猕猴，我们知道唐僧跟六儿猕猴跟孙悟空变成孙悟空。
And there is the 6-ear monkey and the Sun Wukong. They have about the same power, and these two monkeys fought each other really badly. And the Sun Wukong asked the monk to recite a mantra. To recite the mantra that would make the head hurt. Because when Tang San Tsang, the monk, recited this mantra, Sun Wukong would have a really bad headache. Because this 6-ear monkey transformed to look like Sun Wukong exactly. And Sasan and Baji and the pig were there holding their weapons, and the monk was reciting the mantra. And the Monkey King on the left was holding his head in great pain and just on the ground. And then the right Monkey King did not have any response. So Sasan and Baji was about to hit him. And the monk said, wait. Oh, hit the one that was in pain. And then I will explain later. And then the Monkey King was being caught. And he said, I'm the real Wukong, I'm the real Monkey King. And the monk said, slap him. See, I didn't recite the mantra. I recited Amitabha. So the one that was in pain was the fake one. See? See, the guru was smart too, like me. Has a clear mind. So after we saw the 5 Dhyani Buddhas, the most important thing is you need to merge into the 5 Dhyani Buddhas. That's the moment, the most important moment of studying Buddhism. When you see the hollow light of the light drop, inside it there would be the 5 Dhyani Buddhas in full bodies. You need to let yourself merge into the 5 Dhyani Buddhas. Or the 5 Dhyani Buddhas transform to become the hollow light of the light drop and enter into your body. And this would be the true union. And this would be the true, the authentic spiritual or yogic response, and this is the greatest yogic response. So you entered into the 5 Dhyani Buddhas, and the 5 Dhyani Buddhas entered into you. Like just now, Grandmaster seated here, when I invoked Marici Bodhisattva, there were 7 drops of light entering into my body. Do we have a Marici Bodhisattva statue here? Only with one soul? No wonder there were lots of souls entering into my body. Didn't you see my hat moving earlier? Because only one soul entered into that statue and the other 6 entered into my body. So that's entering me. And I enter is my consciousness, my soul entered into the Buddha. When we have attainment in our spiritual cultivation, when you are liberated, your consciousness would appear, but that's the Bardo spirit or your soul. And when at that time you see the Vajra screen and the lights of the 5 Dhyani Buddhas and you merge into it, that's I enter. And just now when the golden souls entered into my body, that's called enter me. So this is most important. And this had to rely on your visualization, mantra chanting and forming the mudra. So when you see the 5 Dhyani Buddhas, you form the mudra of your yidam and then recite the yidam's mantra and visualize the yidam. And it's not the body, your body that enters, but the consciousness that enters into it. And then the two merge. Then that would be authentic. Then that would be real. Otherwise, it would be false or fake. And you would miss it by a thread. So, in order to gain liberation at the last chance, is that you enter into the yidam and the yidam enter into you. So, I enter is I enter into the body of the yidam, and enter me is the yidam enter into my body. Then you can have attainment directly without rebirth or without reincarnation. And this would be the highest realm of the great perfection Dharma. I enter and enter me. After I enter, there would be the hollow light of the light drops and the 5 Dhyani Buddhas appearing the 5 beams of lights and 5 colors that transform to become rainbow lights. And then you disappear from the sky. That is called attainment. This is also a joke about the journey to the west. Sun Wukong went to the Jade Emperor and creating troubles. How do you? So I have such a capability, and you're asking me to be a horseman? And the emperor replied, you just started your job and you can become, then you can take care of the horses, that's pretty good. And look at the Taisan Lao Jun that's still practicing his immortality. This is also play of words of Chinese. If you want to be liberated and attain Buddhahood, you need to be able to merge directly into all the Buddhas or the 5 Dhyani Buddhas, then you would have attainment. Or if you can merge into your yidam, then you would have attainment. Yidam merging into you or you merging into the yidam is the same, that's attainment. So the best liberation is that you don't go through the bardo state. Then you have the appearance of the yidam and you enter into the yidam directly. You don't have to go through the bardo state. So that's truly great, tremendous. Like the Sun Wukong, or the Tai Sang Lao Jun, Tai Bai Xing Jun, they're all very great. So today, in expounding on the Great Perfection Dharma, actually to practice the Great Perfection Dharma Dzogchen, you need lots of trainings. Like Chichi, that's enlightenment. Simply said, Chichi is enlightenment. Chichi, that's Tibetan. And talk also Tibetan. That's seeing the light. That's sleeping over, seeing the light. In talk, primarily seeing the light. And Chichi primarily is in gaining enlightenment. And seeing the light in Great Perfection Dharma is the most important Dharma. That's the heart essence of the fifth instruction. Talk and Chichi. Once you understand the theories, you need to put them into practice. And like we said just now, you need to have attainments in samadhi or meditation first. You need to be able in chanting, Zen and meditation. Full concentration and totally unaffected by external circumstances. And totally unaffected by your own thoughts. And to be truly unmoved, that is really tremendous, really great. To be totally unmoved. Grandmaster doesn't see, doesn't hear. Everything that stays in the mind is Buddha Dharma and Buddha nature. Things that I'm mindful about is only Buddha nature. I'm unmoved by anything. I'm not moved by anything. Doesn't matter how big of an event is. It's nothing to me. It's no big deal to me. How big of a thing is, it's nothing to me. I'm only busy for others, not for myself. And the state of no thought or no mind is Grandmaster doesn't have any special thoughts. Like someone asked Grandmaster, a lot of people interviewing Grandmaster, Grandmaster Lu, what is your plan for Buddha school in the future? I have no plan. Completely no plan. Living for the day, I'm happy for the day. Living for the day, I'm grateful for the day. Living for the day, I'm cultivating spiritually for that day. I'm training for that day. I have no mission, no plan, no vision. What is your vision for Buddha school? I have enough disciples, 5 million of them. What else do I expect? You want to build the most beautiful, the grandest, the most grandeur Tsang temple? No. That's other people's business. I never said that I want to build the biggest temple on earth or the most beautiful temple on earth. I never had such thought. So what do you want to do? Do you want to build universities? Naturally, someone will build them. You want to have your own television stations? True Buddha television station? No, never thought of that. So anyone that has the thought or the mind or the heart to do them, go ahead. But Grandmaster has no mind or no thought. Now at 70, the only wish I have is to be liberated, to gain liberation. Actually, even liberation is not my wish. It comes naturally. If you can be liberated, you're liberated. If you cannot, you cannot. So what is there to wish for? If you're liberated, you're liberated. If you cannot be liberated, then you are not liberated. So Grandmaster has no expectations whatsoever. Om Mani Padme Hum.